Well, I think it's quite important.
Is that what you want to do at the time?
I think it's quite important, Mr. Cummings, to know what you, as such a senior person in the government, thinks about Labour MP safety.
Careful.
The Prime Minister is accused of... The Prime Minister is accused... Don't worry about her, she's a pro. The Prime Minister is accused of not taking the concerns of MP safety appropriately seriously. He called it humbug. Do you agree that it's humbug?
As I say, the Prime Minister can speak for himself.
Well, I mean, he's not answering any of these questions, so I'm asking you, do you think it's humbug? Do you think MPs are unsafe as a result of... I think MPs' safety is as a cause of grave concern.
If you were in my job now, what would you do?
I'll answer my question.
Would you?
Yeah, absolutely would. Do you think it's a... It's not a laughing matter, Mr. Cummings. Is it a matter of concern? Do you think it's Labour MPs or any MP safety is a matter of concern? Are you responsible for whipping up an atmosphere of danger for MPs with a rhetoric that you and the Prime Minister are responsible for? Answer the question. All right, let's try a different one. Will the Prime Minister be obeying the law, Mr. Cummings?
All governments obey the law, or they try to.
So will the Prime Minister be obeying the Benn Act?
What did I just say?
So I could take it. Oh, that's good. So I take from that the Prime Minister is going to be obeying
you're going to get run over.
Is going to obey the Benn Act. So he's going to be sending, if there's no deal by October the 17th, he'll be sending that letter to the European Council. Is that correct? We can take it from your answer?
He'll explain what he's doing on the 17th, on the 19th of October when we get there.
But MPs are very keen to know the answers to my question.
MPs are keen to know all sorts.
Well, indeed, there are democratically elected representatives for whom I'm sure that you have the utmost respect, as do I. So will the Prime Minister be writing that letter?
The Prime Minister will make clear what he's going to do at the right time.
But it shouldn't really be a matter of debate, should it? He'll be writing the letter.
I don't think you understand anything about negotiations if you think that.
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because the law is the law. The law is the law of the land.
You don't seem to know whether you're trying to ask me questions or whether to interrupt all the time.
All right, okay. I won't interrupt in follow-up to this. Will the Prime Minister, on October the 17th, if he hasn't got a deal, be writing a letter to the European Council asking for an extension of Article 50, yes or no?
You're confused about the dates. You don't even know the basics of the subject that you're asking about.
All right, in late October, the Prime Minister is supposed to be having to ask for an extension.
Do you know what date the Benn Act talks about?
It's supposed to be having to ask for an extension.
Do you know what date the Benn Act talks about?
The European Council on October the 17th, and shortly after that, if there is no deal...
What date is in the Benn Act?
Shortly after that, in early October, I forget the exact date off the top of my head, but it doesn't matter. You know as well as I do that it is in late October, so let's not try and be...
Another clueless journalist.
Another clueless journalist? No, it's not a stupid question to ask whether or not the Prime Minister is obeying the law, is it, Mr. Cummings? Let me ask you another question. The defeat you had on the Supreme Court this week, was that all part of your master plan, 11-0, over the prorogation of Parliament?
I don't have a master plan.
Really? Because people say you do.
Well, people say all sorts of things. You say all sorts of things, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right,
so everyone watching at home should know, don't watch the news, because it's almost all bullshit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Do you think that the Benn Act is a piece of law that you'll have to follow? Or do you think that there is a loophole in it?
Well, there are obviously loopholes in it, because the Remain lawyers are all babbling away on Twitter about the loopholes. So they've said themselves that there are loopholes.
So you think you're going to be able to exploit a loophole?
I didn't say that, did I?
No, I'm asking you.
No,
it's an inquiry.
You don't know much about what you're talking about.
Right, okay. Thank you very much, Mr.